What's up, guys? It's Deexypher. Welcome to the channel, and this is the first episode in a new series we're starting here all about sound design. I've had some producers reach out recently and ask me about how to create sample packs, how to work on sound design, how to do all these little things that, I've been doing for a while now. And I thought, hey, what better way than to go through, screen cap myself working on samples and sound design, and then come back through and explain to you how and why I do everything the way that I do. So today's lesson is going to be all about how to make kicks. And these are all really simple tricks on how to make kicks. I'm going to show you, for one, how to turn 808s into kicks, starting with the beginning of an 808 and using the end of an 808. I'm going to show you how I EQ those kicks, how I get them to sound just right, how I shape them, how I cut them down, all the little processing effects that I use. I'm going to run through and explain all of that to you guys so that you can fully understand this. By the end of this series, you will have an idea of how to completely make your own sample pack. You'll also know how to do artwork for your sample packs, how to market your sample packs, and the best places to put your sample packs out and get people to notice them. So, without further ado, let's jump into this, guys. Alright, now, we've got FL loaded here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to start by we're going to take and pull an 808 here. We're going to use one of my own 808s from my pack, the Knockout 808 pack, which you can get for free. And I'll make sure to link that below for you guys. Alright, so we've got an 808 pulled here. Now, we're going to come in, and the first thing we want to do is we want to grab this out knob and we want to start pulling it to the right. And basically we're going to take and we're going to punch on that a little bit. We're just trying to get this kick shape, or this 808 shape, down into a kick. So we're taking and compressing the entire end of the 808 down so that it becomes like this. It becomes a very triangular shaped thing. Then we're going to start working this length knob here like you're seeing me do now. Basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling some of the frequencies out so that it's just a little punchier, a little tappier. It sounds a little bit more like a kick. Alright, now we're going to jump to the pre-computed effects. I'm going to put a little resonance on this kick to start with. A little bit more. Alright, there we go. Starting to hit the right spot. A little bit more. Alright. Now we're going to jump to this effect called Pogo, and we're going to put just the slightest bit on here because you'll see that sometimes it'll add just a little thickness and a little knock to what you're doing and to how your kicks can sound. You see we're starting to get that nice kick sound now. We're going to dig around here a little bit and see if there's not some other ways to shape this, which unfortunately there's not. I'm going to go ahead and normalize this and make it a little punchier. And I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to look around again just to make sure I didn't miss anything as far as shaping goes. Tap it a couple of more times. No more ways to shape. Oh, but I forgot to set it to cut itself, so let's go ahead and make sure that gets done. There we go. Now we have a nice kick sound. We're going to touch the resonance just a bit. You're going to see me pull things up a lot of times all the way. Like that one went all the way up just because that's where it sounded best. But you'll see me pull things up sometimes all the way just to kind of see what it does. I'll pull it up and play with it. So what I'm doing now is I'm obviously exporting it out as a unique sample to the folder that I'm going to create here, which will be the sample pack folder. You want to make sure that when you do this, you have a folder specifically designated for this sample pack so that It's easy to find. You've got one simple place that you can jump to all the time and put these samples in. I like to go ahead and name mine right on the fly. For the time being, we're going to call this the Before Your Eyes, because it literally is happening right before your eyes. I'm going to show you guys how to make this entire sample pack like I said in the beginning. So this is going to be the first kick. That's how you take an 808 and use the front part of a kick, or a front part of an 808 and make a kick. I'm sorry. Now you're going to see me delete it. We're going to delete it again. And we're going to pull something totally different. We're going to pull a different kind of 808 here now. And this is how you can make an 808 from the end of a kick from the end of an 808. And sometimes it works best if you have this kind of a shape, but it really, you can make any 808 turn into a kick. But this one is a little bit trickier, so you see me set it to cut itself already. I've already adjusted my snap start and my length some. Now I'm just trying to get that kick sounding just right with the snap start there. Tweak the length a little bit. You really want to make sure you get these right. And you're going to see, like, I push this length. Alright, I'm pulling a little bit more, pulling a little bit more. You're seeing that what I'm doing here is I'm stretching out the frequency here. And then I normalize so it's a little thicker, a little punchier. And we're going to straighten it out. We're going to pull that whole thing so that it basically reaches the end and it's just one sound. And now I'm adding some resonance. This is where you're really going to see me play with a lot of my effects, trying to find exactly how things sound. And sometimes that's really the biggest part of it when it comes to sound design, is just a lot of playing with, does this sound right? Does that sound right? Is this, is this too hollow? Does it not have enough resonance? A lot of times it's just going to be a matter of finding those little pre-computed ways that you can shape an effect. I am going to go ahead and jump in and open Patcher, and there's a reason that I did this here, is to show you one of my favorite EQs for doing kick drums. Let me find it here. I looked at a 1K compressor, but I thought twice about that. Instead, what I'm going for is, you'll see it here in just a second. I'm going to find it. This simple EQ bass drum. It's inside your patcher, and it is one of the simplest and easiest ways to do kick drums. You'll see me open it up again here in a second. I'm going to try and lay out a pattern, which I end up getting rid of. I basically end up just putting it to like a little 4 on the floor thing, just so I can kind of effect it out here. Alright, and now we're in there, and we've got a 4 on the floor pattern set here so that we can come in and we can EQ this. And you're going to see me here in Patcher now. I'm going to start to push things a little bit. I'm going to start to push things a little higher and see what they do, and then I'll pull them back down. Never be afraid to push things to their max. I mean, I learned this thing from Chris Lord-Alge one time, where he said, what's so bad about clipping? If it clips and it doesn't sound bad, is it a problem? And honestly, like, that made me think so hard about what I'd been doing, trying to avoid clipping and all these little things that they tell us we're not supposed to do. And I realized, like, if it doesn't sound bad, go with it. Who cares? So that's basically what you'll see when I push a lot of things to their fullest and then pull them back. It's like, what does it do at its fullest potential? And then what does it do as I creep back? What am I finding that I like? Where is the sweet spot that I'm liking? So basically, that's just a Chris Lord-Alge trick. And you really can't argue with that guy's success. So alright, so now we've got ourselves a nice little kick sound here off the end of an 808. Now let's export this thing out. We're going to put it in our sample pack here. And this will be our kick number 2 because I'm not naming any of these right now. We're going to delete those. Alright guys, so that's how you can turn an 808 into a kick drum really quickly, really easily. This is one of the fastest sound design tips that I've ever learned. This is actually, believe it or not, this is like third-hand knowledge at this point because this is something that the homie D-Cat passed on to my big bro Curtis King. And when Curtis King did the video about it, I started working with it and figuring it out. And I've kind of transformed it into my own style by using the patcher EQs and stuff. And like I said, I've had a lot of producers reach out lately asking about like, man, can you show us some kind of tips on how you're making kick drums, how you're doing your sound design, all that stuff. So I figured I'd jump in here and I'd show you guys a couple of quick little simple ones. I don't want to overwhelm you. I'd originally intended to do a few drums in this video, but I've decided that I'm just going to go with one drum per video. We're going to do a video each day of the week. Tomorrow will be hi-hats. I'm going to show you guys how to do hi-hats from scratch with your 3X oscillators and your EQs. Super simple, super easy. Also, check this out. I got something else I want to show you guys real quick. This recently showed up, and it will be included in this new sample pack. Do not forget that at the end of this series, there will be a free sample pack linked in the bottom of the bio for you guys. If this video helped, please drop a like, drop a follow, make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell, do all that good stuff for the algorithm. Drop a comment below if you're copping your free sample pack at the end of this. But I promise you, when I show you what I just got, you guys are going to be blown away. You're going to want this sample pack. Check this out right here. I bought a Cajon. Okay? Yes, the Cajon. The Cajon will be in the sample pack, guys. And I know that there's a huge influence of Latin music and Afro beats and stuff, especially with the nomination of Fela Kuti for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which he absolutely deserves. I know that there's been a lot of interest in percussion and world instruments and stuff. And in what I have found searching, there's not a massive amount of Cajon loops or Cajon perks or anything like that. So that'll be another video we'll do about how I do my live percussion and how I EQ those. I'll probably even do a lesson about how I do guitar loops, how I EQ my guitars and everything to get those really nice clean guitar loops that you guys have been hearing on collabs with like me and Carl Motto, the me and New Joint collab recently. Like there's several collabs I've got out there that have my guitar all over them, and I'm going to show you guys how I make those loops, how I make them sound the way that I do, what effects I use, what kind of processing I use. And then one other thing is like I said, we're going to talk about how to do your artwork, all that, your marketing, everything. We're going to take one of these videos and we're going to talk about constrained rules and what constrained rules are and how they can help you increase your workflow. That'll be a whole separate video onto itself. That'll probably be coming this weekend. Look for that like Saturday or Sunday. I'll keep you guys updated exactly when that one will be coming out. But this is going to be all about constrained rules, which are these things that like some of the top musicians have used. Prince, whose shirt I'm wearing, Bowie, David Byrne, Brian Eno, I mean just on and on and on, Frank Zappa, Alice Cooper, Gene Simmons has used them. These constrained rules can really make your workflow so much easier, so much faster. So that's another video we've got coming. Alright guys, so like I said, if this helped, be sure to drop a subscribe, hit that bell, drop a like, and comment if you guys are grabbing your free shout or your free sample pack at the end of this. Alright guys, it's D.Cypher. I'm so glad you joined us this time. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.